I am here today to do another New Age review video. It does lighten the load somewhat of all the chaos going on in the world. And it's still very important. There is many people that gravitate towards these New Age teachings, and they're ending up in a cul-de-sac, quite often being deceived and ending up in a worse place, because the New Age spiritual scene does tend to attract damaged people, and a lot of these people are simply teaching spiritual bypassing and such like. So it's important we talk about these trappings and expose them. And I can tell you now, guys, going through some of your suggestions, I need a vomit bucket next to me. Some of these New Agers are cringy. So it's very difficult even just sitting through them and just watching them. A lot of these people are very fake, very false, and it hurts my ears and hurts my eyes watching them too much. I just want to put a disclaimer in. I am all for a positive attitude, keep a positive light view on things and get that serotonin going. I'm not demeaning that at all. It's very important, especially now with all the chaos and drama going on in the world. But what these people teach is, and this ties in really to this whole ascension program, we're just keeping your vibration. All we need to do to move forward as a species is to keep our vibes high. We don't have to look at any darkness going on in the world. We don't have to expose a death cult that's running things. We don't have to deal with our shadow side of things. It's all rainbows and unicorns, love and light, and we can just think ourselves into a new reality, into 5D, and we will live happily ever after. And so this is the deception. Obviously, in her title, it's got Ask Angels. Well, I don't trust angels. Angels are false white light beings. No one really should be working with angels, and certainly anyone with almost 250,000 subscribers, you know, telling people to work with angels. So that's why I'm reviewing her. So I've not heard of her before, but she's got a huge following, as a lot of these people are. It's funny that, isn't it? They all seem to have massive followings, whereas if you talk about other things, you get YouTube strikes and bans, and you get your subscribers deleted. So let's get into it. Let's see what she has to say, and let's go.
We live in a vibration. Everything is a vibration, and everything.
One thing I always notice with these New Agers, these love and lighters, it's like when you look at them, and I don't know if I've caught it at quite a good moment, it's like when you look at them, it's like the lights are on, but no one's home. It's almost like there's nothing behind the person. I wonder whether this is some kind of false white light being or false white light energy that they're getting high on, or that's working through them. That's what feels right to me. I've met so many of them down the years, and they look like they're in La La Land. They don't look present. You know, they talk about presence so much, but they look like they're on another planet.
A vibrant being, whereas lower vibration.
So let me get this right. Most of us are in lockdown. I mean, this woman, she really is another reality. So we're in lockdown, and just by thinking positive, angelic thoughts, we can take ourselves out of that situation. And people actually believe this stuff.
States in the vibration scale equate to living in judgment, frustration.
Here we go. The old judgment card. A New Age speciality. Never judge anything. You can never criticize anything. You can never question anything. This is a massive deception within the New Age. You know, if you judge something, you're stuck in the mind. Well, no, actually, I'm just engaging my discernment. Discernment is very key to moving forward, not only as an individual, but as a species as well. Because if we lose the ability to judge and discern, then society and our own lives just take a turn for the worse, which is what we're seeing now. So you hear this a lot within the New Age, and actually you get it aimed at you when you challenge New Agers, because they tell you that you're in judgment. Oh, well, you're just judging, like it's a bad thing. And like a lot of the traditional spiritual societies, like the Native Americans, they would judge like 7 generations ahead to see if their society was on the right track. So this whole idea that we shouldn't judge anything is just a massive, massive New Age deception.
Higher vibrational state.
Again, it's just bypassing and avoiding. She's saying that all you have to do to get what you want in life is to raise your vibration. There's no talk of any action or working through any of your blockages that are holding you back from getting those things. It's all just about, if you feel good, and then you will attract automatically good things into your life. And it doesn't work that way. We can see that right now. You know, a lot of us felt good before all this, and look at the situation that we're in.
If you're social media doom scrolling or watching mainstream media.
Social media doom scrolling. It's just unbelievable. She's basically saying that any information that doesn't feel good should be avoided, which again is a massive New Age trapping. Never look at the negative. Don't look at the darkness, because you'll draw more of it in. It's complete deception. There is some truth in terms of you need balance, of course. You know, if you're looking at it day in, day out with no breaks, especially right now, then yeah, there is some truth in that. But what she's saying here is that essentially, unless it's positive news, you don't want to be looking at it. Complete spiritual bypassing. Dangerous advice.
For your physical vitality, to support your physical body and not support your vibrational level as well. So quite simply, pay attention to
things that we need that don't make us feel great. There's certain things that we need, but when we have them, it's just all about feeling good all the time with this woman.
Running the show for so many people. And the ordinary mental consciousness state is very...
Here it is, the dump in the punch bowl. What did I just say? They demonize the mind. They demonize the ego. You know, the mind is part of how we process information. It's literally our processor of information. And the demonization of our own thoughts and mind in the New Age is unbelievable, unprecedented, because they're trying to get you away from discerning. They're trying to get you away from critical thinking. So if you're in the New Age scene and you start listening to what she's saying, hang on a minute, that doesn't make sense, it doesn't really feel right, they can overcome that by just saying, well, you're in your mind, you know, and you're judging. She's saying that you shouldn't listen to your own thoughts, your own discernment. It's crazy.
You take this a step further to change your wavelength and letting this higher state of consciousness control your vibration and determine the vibration of what you're resonating with in your life. Meditation.
So many buzzwords. So many buzzwords. So many New Age buzzwords that mean absolutely nothing.
Is essential. Meditation gives you the opportunity to reboot your mind. The perfect analogy.
Meditation, spiritual highs, so you can go into woo-woo land, feeding the false god matrix. I'm really not with meditation these days. The reason being as well, because I work with clients now, work with quite a few clients, and some very nefarious things have happened to them when they've meditated. I spoke before, I have a friend actually that she was always doing these week-long retreats. Every time you tried to get hold of her, she was always in a retreat, and she ended up in a mental home. I'm not saying that happens to everyone, and I'm not saying that, you know, sometimes you can't experience shifts and insights, but, you know, are we really supposed to be sitting in silence for 7 to 14 days, opening our consciousness up to whatever's out there? I don't think we are, and so I just see it as spiritual highs. It's almost an addiction for people.
It's valuable for setting the tone of your mental consciousness for your...
See, I would call it like pondering or just sitting quietly. When these people are trying to reach higher states of consciousness, these are when people are getting these false highs and opening themselves up.
Playing energy manipulation games in order to get...
No, we're not playing games, we're being abused. No one's playing here. And your spiritual bypassing isn't helping. Your spiritual bypassing is encouraging people to be inactive and avoid what we need to sort out. So no one's playing here.
But when you get out into a pristine location in nature, you are connecting with the physical manifestation of the infinite in a very coherent state that is free from resistance.
See, this is how clever the New Age is, because what she's saying here is there's a lot of truth in that. I definitely agree that getting out in nature is very healing and grounding. I agree with that. And also, you can actually clear your own energy by, if you ground yourself, imagining the earth energy, nature's energy just coming up and sort of cycling around your body. So there's definitely truth in it. And this is how they get people, you know, it's truth mixed with lies, because you listen to this and there is some of it that will resonate, but then it's what I refer to as the dump in the punch bowls, which is so deceptive within that spiritual movement, that really get people kind of hooked in and sort of in trouble, because they take everything at face level, so they don't discern everything.
You may feel like you don't have a lot of opportunity to connect with nature. Hey, I recommend prioritizing it when you can. Go out in your backyard.
I do wonder what some of these people's days are like. Just walking around, radiating their vibrations everywhere. I wonder what they do, like, on a day-to-day basis. They must wake up, spend 5 hours meditating, spend another 3 hours hugging trees, another 3 hours thinking positive thoughts. They're just completely out of body most of the time. Their whole life is just about not being here, not being grounded, not being earthly. It's all about being away with the fairies.
Oils or houseplants come in, you're able to bring little bits of nature in with you, tuning it in with love, with compassion, to that crystal, you're able to receive.
The thing about it as well, it's an artificial love, because essentially a woman like this, I'm just going to be straight, she doesn't care about the suffering going on in the world. She doesn't care about the suicides because of these lockdowns. She doesn't care about the elderly that are dying in their homes alone. She doesn't care about the children that are dying alone because of these stupid rules that their parents can't see them. She doesn't care about people losing their jobs. She's also a coward because she doesn't want to look at any of this stuff because it's negative. So she's talking about love, how everything's love, how we should hug everything, her inaction just tells the complete opposite story. This is why so many of these people are fake, because they talk about love, but real love right now is being an activist. It's having that streetwise spirituality. There's no substance here. This is complete surface level. I'm love, but where's the evidence of that? You know, just going around hugging trees and forgetting about the suffering in the world and encouraging others to do the same. It's not love at all. It's the complete opposite.
The fourth major way
to raise your
vibration is to change how you relate to a past and let it go.
Oof. Terrible advice. You hear this a lot in the New Age, even in mainstream psychology. I worked with a client, and basically she had a car accident, and she went to a mainstream psychologist, and they literally told her to imagine that she'd never had the accident at all. So this is, again, a spiritual bypassing. This whole idea that we should just forgive and accept. No, we shouldn't just forgive and accept. We should have strong boundaries. We shouldn't just forgive if we don't at least even get an apology. We shouldn't just accept, the abuse that is going on right now. And this is what she's going to come out and say.
From past experiences. So what? So what are you...
So what? The insensitivity of this woman who's making out that she's all love and light where's that sick bucket? Oh, I think I left it over there. I might have to go and grab it. It's disgusting. The only way out is through. You're not going to work through. Things are not going to get better if you just accept. You have to work through. You have to heal those wounds. Again, complete spirit. 29,000 views, this woman, on this video, that are going to go away and think, I'll just accept what happened to me, or I'm just going to accept this toxic relationship. I'm just going to accept what the government are doing to me, because it makes me feel better and I'll raise my vibration. Unbelievable.
Past and release the trauma, and in doing so, your vibration.
Just blindly forgiving someone when you're not ready to, or you don't get an apology, is very damaging to your psyche. It's very damaging to your soul. And this is the shit she's promoting.
People hurt people. So if someone in your past hurt you...
Yeah, and you're hurting a lot of people. The thing is, with this woman, you can guarantee she's got a load of trauma she's not dealt with. This is why she's into all this. She's probably bypassed so much crap in her life and thinks she's dealt with it. It's really dangerous. This is why I do these videos, guys. This fake spiritual scene is killing people. Spiritually, on a soul level, it's killing people. It's siphoning off their energy. These people need exposing. These are just as bad as lying governments. So just accept it.
This is you can begin to forgive that parent who hurt you, recognizing that they were only passing on that same hurt. And that's
great. So someone suffers sexual abuse, they're supposed to just forgive and accept just because that person may have been abused. And guys, this is happening. Clients come to me and at some point they've been stuck in that belief system. People are listening to this advice. It makes me so angry because I see what people go through when they face the dark night of the soul. I see the other side. I see how they come out a much stronger, better version of themselves. I see how they regain their dignity, their self-esteem, their self-respect through facing it, through going through it. And for this woman to say what she's saying, she needs locking up.
That means that you no longer let that trauma control your vibrational state or your actions.
Doesn't work like that. Does not work like that. You can't break your leg and just say to yourself, my leg's not broken, it's okay, my leg's not broken. You'll get gangrene, you'll lose your leg. Same thing applies emotionally. If something bad has happened to you, you have to deal with it.
This moment in time now, you either raise your vibration or perpetuate the old.
Raise your vibration. Just raise your vibration. It's all you need to do, ever. Just raise your vibration. Walk around in La La Land.
That's been weighing you down. And the fifth major thing you can do.
Come on, hit me with it. How can I raise my vibration? 5 ways.
Doing more level of your soul.
I tell you what lights me up. Exposing people like you. That lights my soul up like you. That skyrockets my vibration. Exposing phony, fake people like you.
And so the steps you take to raise your vibration do not only end with...
No, you are very, very selfish. All you care about is yourself and how good you feel and your vibrations. That's literally all you care about. Everything else can go to hell, is basically what you're saying in not so many words.
So what is it that lights you up? What brings you...
My eyes are going to roll into the back of my head. I swear, I'm going to lose them.
Able to be put to good use in service of others? This.
In service of others, you wouldn't even know what that meant if it hit you in the face.
Light, which is very elevating.
Have you noticed as well, the guys, I've done a few of these, they're very hypnotic, these people. Very, very hypnotic. You can, when you watch them, it's almost like, and this is what I spoke about earlier, they look like they're under a spell. They've drunk too much New Age Kool-Aid. Their eyes are glazed over, but when they speak, it's almost like you get into their kind of zone with them. It's very subtle, but I notice it myself. You end up going into a hypnotic state with their whole energy. It's very, very weird. It's very warped.
To raise your state and reinforce living a high vibrational life. I love honoring.
Namaste, come on. Oh no, she didn't say it. Oh God, that was difficult. Oh my.